One. Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Slash Chat Podcast. I'm sick.
She's sick.
Yes. So, you probably won't hear much of me today, except for to communicate with chat. Other than that, you'll have these three lovely people.
We're not lovely, don't lie.
So.
Ugh.
Speak for yourself.
I am. Look at me.
Have fun, guys.
Diablo.
Have fun, guys. I'm gonna sit here and eat my mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. The food of the sick.
Yep.
So, Newsboy, why don't you go first?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You work for a news station, dude.
Well, you can talk about
You're
what
not-
you've been doing.
you're
Mr.
not
Josh.
wrong. Oh, right. We do the what we've been doing stuff. Been doing. Hey, Alex always does this first. You're using this excuse to get out of it. I'll go first. I don't care. Recording more stuff. I haven't actually had a lot of time to record videos, although that's now I'm having more because work is starting to normalize, and so a couple of the things that I had left on the back burner are going up now. So Destiny video got put up that was yesterday, I think. Yeah, it was yesterday. It was a good time. Me and my dag buddies ran around and shot crap. I mean, it was funny. We're funnier than the game is interesting, so that's pretty much why people watch Let's Plays anyways. The game's only really a stage for us to perform on, as I see it. But that's been going on. Work, getting ready to run a Pathfinder game. Not a whole lot else. What else has been going on? I haven't even fully caught up on like Log Horizon or any of the other things I should be caught up on. I haven't watched anything. So yeah, I have some news for later on, probably right after intros, but otherwise I have not been up to a whole lot of stuff, mostly just due to work and yeah, work. So that's it. Alex, you go now.
Can I just say that I miss seeing Kat's pink room?
Yeah. Kind of miss it too.
She could green screen in a pink room.
She could make it pinker because she likes the color pink, right?
Make it a pink screen.
She's just like
She's done. She's done. She finally got rid of the goddamn thing, and they still won't shut up about it.
That's why her ears are back this way, because she's annoyed.
She's like, I'm so done with your
Her
shit.
ears are always like
Shoulder. Sorry.
Okay, well, what I've been doing is I've been trying to get my YouTube channel going a little more consistently. Like I'm running 2 Let's Plays right now. I haven't really updated the Riddick one, but the Conquer one seems to be going really well. And holy crap, have I figured out this audio deal. I mean, before I was using like just saving it to my hard drive and I was getting like static and stuff, which is like, well, not really static, but just these little clicks every time I said something to me, my friend said something. So not only did I move it, and when I started saving it to my internal drives, then I would kind of get these periods of just straight out distortion where you just couldn't hear anything. So I just had to silence it. So I stopped recording in Elgato and I started using Audacity. I would make them separate. They would be different lengths, but I'd give it a countdown. And it's a little tricky to sync up the commentary because the commentary, you can kind of hear a little bit of the game audio in it. It's kind of hard to get that out, even though the mic is facing this way. But you can still... But once you sync it up, I haven't had no problems. Like I just worked on a Conquer episode today and no problems. It's amazing. And I'm like, this problem's been solved. Thank God. And so that's going on. Apparently I'm still getting shares on my Yandere Simulator video. And I'm like, and people are watching that stupid Trinity 7 video I did. Like, guys, why does that have more views than my frickin' review of Assassin's Creed Rogue? Is this all I have to do to get people to watch it? Just do stupid. I don't even do anything in that video. You just. I was
gonna say I really enjoyed your Rogue video. That was actually like I haven't seen you professionally review anything before, and that was good. That was like really good.
I have, but I think I could have done like a few of those or a little better. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with this channel, and that's always a pain. But I do I kind of got some audio recorded today, and I'm using a few things. And of course, post production is the part that takes forever. You just don't want to do it, so you're just like. So I always try, anytime I do a session of that, I try to get at least just get 1 minute of your video done in a session. You'll get there just bit by bit. Don't try and slam it out unless you really want to. And I have want to in some cases. Other than that,
she changed colors.
Oh yeah, she's magic.
Matches the hoodie. Oh yeah.
I really haven't been playing any other games aside from the stuff for the LPs. I took back The Evil Within after renting it. I really didn't get
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
What?
The Evil Within was a large disappointment.
Well, I just rented it. I wanted to keep playing it, but I just ran out of time. It's Resident Evil 4, but that game
with Resident Evil 4 had a better story.
Well, I really didn't get into the story, but I'm like, why is the frame rate so bad in this game? It is giving me a headache. It's like at 20 frames a second all the time. And with the widescreen, you can't really see anything. I don't like the instant death traps. Those suck because then you make you start over. I mean, I kind of like the stealth. The stealth was good, but I'm just like, the other game that I played, kind of cranked through a little bit, was a game I reviewed for Hardcore Gamer, although this was a freebie on PlayStation Plus called Apotheon. If you have a PlayStation 4, you should check it out. It is sort of a ancient Greece-inspired Metroidvania.
Huh.
And it has the art style that you kind of see on like pottery from the ages. So it's a very, very artistic. And since the review's kind of been out there for a while, I can kind of say all the other reviewers are wrong. It's not that good. It's super, super easy. And people are like, why is... And the thing is that's the difference when people say, like, if you criticize that the game is too hard, that's kind of more your fault. If you say it's too easy, that's more the developer's fault. Because you can't just say like, oh, you're too good at it. You can just do the same thing over and over again. And I mean, it's a shame because I love the art design. I love how it doesn't have the Greek mythology like God of War does. It's not in your face. The gods are actual characters. They have personalities instead of just Kratos yelling at them like a douche.
I never liked that guy.
No one likes Kratos. Kratos is a completely unlikable protagonist in general.
Nope, there's a lot of people like him. There are tons of God of War fanboys. I just don't understand why.
They are wrong. Every problem, I mean, they're like, I don't have sympathy for him. All of his plights are because of him. He's the one who wanted to win the battle and became slave to Ares and killed his family. It wasn't Ares' fault. Kratos wanted that. And if he can't, and that's the joke with the character. Everyone's like, I have all this bad stuff happen to me, but I'm going to blame someone else.
And then I'm going to kill them all.
So I don't have sympathy for him. And I mean, God of War games really aren't as good as everyone says. They're okay. I as an action game, it's not bad. But go play Devil May Cry or Bayonetta or anything with God of War. I just don't think that Western developers are really good at making those kinds of games anymore. Like it's a Japanese genre. Sorry, Sony. And David Jaffe, who is kind of a dick, but whatever. As far as the anime, I watched not the newest Log Horizon, but the one before it, where they kind of talk more about Roe 2, and I'm like, holy crap, I like this character. Holy crap, she's funny. This big sister thing, and she just orgasms when she hears big sister. It's just so funny, and it's like, okay, take Shiroi and just give him like I like Shiroi enough as it is. But Girl Shiroi is just as good, and that's probably one reason why I like her, because she's kind of eccentric, but she's still strong and all that. But I really hope we're getting done with this filler, but I have a feeling we're not. Because I don't like these kids. They're annoying. No one likes these kids. They're shit kids. Apparently,
we'll see if they actually go anywhere.
Oh, please, I don't like these kids.
If it goes somewhere, I wouldn't care.
Except Rudy. Rudy can stay for a little bit, but I hear he's going to be like serious in the newest episode. And I'm like, I don't like when he's serious. I like when he's a dumb dog man.
He is.
And I really haven't seen more of that New Devil show that I was coerced to watch. But I should watch that Horizon thing that Kat wants me to watch too. I forgot what it was called. The one with the robots. I have so many.
Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere.
That one, whatever, sure, whatever. The long name that starts with the word Horizon.
Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere.
Hey,
Giant knockers.
why are you saying I'm wrong in the chat? I'm not wrong.
I'm just
Apparently
saying
they
your
disagree.
what opinion.
Don't play God of War. Don't do it. It sucks. Play Devil May Cry instead.
I love God of War.
No, you don't.
Yep. Especially the Kratos sex scene where you have the vase that you have to try and knock
That's
off.
just stupid. That's like
And you have to use the controls and like
Power.
swoosh,
You got to
swoosh.
do it with
Swoosh.
power.
that's so cheesy.
Well, like Ezio blowing out the candle, the first like thing you did as him wasn't.
Fair enough.
He's the Batman.
He's the best.
Slash
But
James Bond.
I don't know. I've been using that voice a lot lately with this news of the Pope.
I have so many
News of the
anime
Pope?
series that I need
News
to
of the
catch up.
Pope. It's just a stupid little joke lately because the Pope like he made new. Everyone's talking about the Pope now for some reason in news, and they talked about the Pope endorsing spanking your children, saying it turns like it's fine.
Why would he
do-
comment on that?
I know it's weird. It's creepy actually, but specifically was like because for whatever reason people were asking him like household home life advice because everyone likes him, and he's like, spanking's okay as long as you preserve the kid's dignity. It's okay. But in my head, and I'm gonna wait until he stops drinking. In my head, the first thing I hear, I'm at the Pope. You're talking the shit and slapping your ass. It's all go.
The thing is, I have to have respect for this Pope for one reason. Do you know what his job was before he was a priest?
What was it?
He was a bouncer at a nightclub.
That's awesome. Talk about a step up.
So, seriously.
I
Also,
see-
he seems like a cooler dude than Pope Sidious.
Pope Sidious.
He did look like.
Well, he was a Hitler youth. Granted, he didn't have a choice in the matter, but he was a Hitler youth.
This new pope, everyone seems to like, except like the hardcore Christians, like the.
Well, that's because
Or
they're
the
insane.
hardcore Vatican people, because he's a Vatican outsider. He's the first Pope in a long time
Yep.
he's never had a job inside the Vatican.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that he's throwing everyone for a loop. He's like,
Mhm.
like saying.
I mean,
well,
one of the first things he did, there's a part where traditionally the Pope gets his feet washed. No, he went to a women's prison and washed their feet. You know, he's just been, and he
Yeah.
doesn't wear the big ornate stuff. He just
Okay.
seems much more reserved and humble and more about
John.
what he's actually supposed to be doing and not being
Oh,
the Pope.
John. I see you there, John. Picanjo is John Zerbs. He's a friend of ours. And
By the way,
Not wrong.
I just have to point out the hilarity of the shirt.
Oh, especially for this area.
Uh-huh.
I just want to, from now on, every member of that hockey team needs to dress up like that. That needs to be the official uniforms.
Those guys are pretty laid back.
I
If
would
you asked
watch
them
it
to,
then.
they would.
Just what's the guy's name? Crosby?
Yes.
Have him dress up like that. Do that.
Like
A little top
Crosby is like ridiculously good and he's like the one that like Canada looks at and is like, why are you in America?
Yeah.
America. Pittsburgh. Come on.
But
They hate it. They love to hate him. The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Cat loves Constantine. But as for God of War,
Good.
God of War on Vita, no one cares about the Vita. I mean, I own it. I own it not because I want to, but kind of because I have to. Because if there's I want to be in the case that we need a game on Vita to be reviewed at the site. I feel that if I have it, I can't get rid of it because in the case we need someone to review it, like I reviewed Senran Kagura, and that was a little bit shaming because
Gaba.
I don't know if you
I'm
guys.
sorry, Gaba in the chat. Yes, that moment in Constantine was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. Sorry, had to, because I watched that show too, and it's probably one of my favorite.
Now I don't feel mad about saying that I played Senran Kagura, because that was dirtier than that, even though I'm pretty good.
Well, that was on network TV, so that's the thing.
Can I point something out really quick?
What?
If Josh takes away all the facial hair with the way that this hair is laying, and because I'm so often wearing like a hood and a hat, you look like a very girly hair today. It's very flowy and locked.
I have lots of hair. I have lots of hair.
Actually, Elmir has the shortest hair here.
No.
Well, not
Alex.
Alex.
Shortest.
No, I do.
Alex has the shortest hair. Oh,
Yeah.
look at them flowing locks.
That's because he's King Legolas.
Legolas ex machina.
More often than not, too. Ugh.
Apparently, they should have just given me the ring.
Everyone give a hand to our friend John in the chat, because he is a bald jerk. He's a bald jerk. Only OG fans.
Bald and proud of it.
Well, the thing is,
I was bald this way.
you guys really need to go see Picanja's voice.
That or we could just keep quoting Easy Abridged.
John's our pal. Him and his brother made Perfect Kirby on Newgrounds, so you can hear him talk. And I'm like, does anyone remember Perfect Kirby? Because you need to see it. I mean,
No.
I talk to people and like, he's a bald jerk, or he'll give you cancer most foul. Oh, I'm glad I remember it. Yeah, I'm still a fan.
On a side note of things, and that just reminds me, I found a new site that you can play Cards Against Humanities on the internet. It's also known as Apples Against Humanities because, well, copyright and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a awesome new website, and we were playing it last night on stream because, again, I started not feeling well last night, and then today it's just like I feel like the plague. But you can make custom cards.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And you can put in your own custom cards, and they'll usually come up like in like the next turn, or like 2 or 3 turns.
Mm-hmm.
And we were coming up with like all sorts of stuff. Apparently, did you know? Did you know? I didn't do it. That's the best part. Did you know that I have a big blacker dick? Like.
Wait, you do?
Yeah, apparently. And I have a giant cock.
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
See, if you don't even want to bother with the whole computer thing and you feel like doing it on this, something called Evil Apples. Same thing.
Evil apples.
Well, it's apples to apples.
Yeah. But we also had the person who does the website. I can't remember the names in my head is not there, but it's like Azela. Azela.info or something like that. I'm sorry if they're here and I'm butchering your name. I can't read. It's okay. And it's worse when I'm sick. But they were actually in the chat and helping us like do feedback and like what do we like and what do we not like, and
aren't you popular?
It was really awesome though, because then we found out little features of it that we would have never been like,
hey, I know famous people too. John's famous, and the guy who makes VG Cats is my pal. He follows me on Twitter for some reason.
Do you want a star?
What?
He gets a gold star.
You get a gold star now. Yay.
Boop. I know famous people too.
I wasn't saying anything like that. I just thought it was awesome that like I'm trying to promote their site and trying to help them out and get people to play.
It?
No, you don't have to pay for it.
No, I mean, do you get paid for it?
No.
You should.
Why?
Because you're a famous streamer.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Famous-er.
Alex is the Cobra commander of this
Cobra
podcast.
what?
like
Hail Hydra.
Angry Joe's
Hail Hydra.
Cobra Commander bit. Whenever the evil corporations asking for money jump in, he dresses up in a Cobra Commander outfit. All my monies. It's Alex now. He needs a hat.
I don't like Angry Joe that much. I just don't like his videos. I mean, I know he's a nice guy. Clearly.
He's a good guy. His videos
He's
are a
smart.
little on the long-winded side, but
I just don't like,
like
this whole angry idea. I don't like that because like everyone tries to be angry, and I can't take him seriously when he's yelling and flailing his arms around.
How badly did you
just is.
spill it? How badly did you spill it?
What'd you spill?
Didn't actually.
Oh.
On it.
Okay, I thought I heard liquid.
Nope.
Okay.
he dodged a bullet.
I
As you
mean,
can see your little takeout container behind you. You're chowing down.
Yeah.
Everyone tells me like, why
Yeah,
don't
my
you like
dumbass forgot to eat today.
Angry Joe is so honest. You gotta take. I'm like, okay, well, he should be honest in a different way because that's distracting and unprofessional. I can't take him seriously when he does that. It looks like he's putting on an act, and he is.
You might be at some points. I think he's actually that angry at points, especially his shorter videos are like, hey, I was gonna make this video for Smash Brothers or whatever. It was a Nintendo thing, and then Nintendo copyright claimed his.
That
his
is something
video.
that I think I want to talk about later in the cast.
Yeah, and he was, and like the video just ended with him going, and it ended.
Well, that's what I've been doing. So we'll move on to what Jeremy has been doing.
I wish.
Sleeping.
Actually, the opposite. Still working a lot. Pretty much the same stuff as before. Work, school, more work, school, work. We're expanding the boys program again, and hopefully adding on girls for running and parkour and Ninja Warrior stuff soon too. Got approval for a warped wall, so I got to start figuring out exactly how that's going to run. Only really had time to do very little gaming, just because the schedule is usual, but still screwing around with 7 Days to Die in Arkham Asylum.
How are you doing in Arkham?
Yeah, how you doing in that?
Good. I got to one part that I'm having issues with, but I think once I get around to actually going and buying a controller, I'll get through it.
It's much better with a
What
controller.
part? Yeah, I use a controller.
If you can,
Bane.
Oh, okay.
That
if
fight.
you can,
You're
go
still
to some GameStop or something. This piece of shit Xbox controller I have here, this was the cheapest one they had, and normally they're always wireless. This one came corded, just got a USB cord on it, plugged straight in.
Yeah, I know.
It's got its own like firmware and stuff in it. You don't need to download shit. It's plug it in, done.
That's what I was going to do. I just haven't had the extra cash lately. You know, it's been one of those months. But
You try like Newegg. I think there's prices on that.
started trying a new game called Contraption Maker, which for those
I heard
old
about
enough to remember it, it's like a game of Mousetrap, except they gave the creation tools to the Steam community.
Now,
It's a pretty nice little game.
Was that made by the people who made The Incredible Machine? Or am I thinking
I
of
think
it?
so. Let me look real quick. Hey, I have 101 games now. Awesome.
You have more than me. Why do you have more than me?
Because I'm awesome.
Apparently, I need to play half of these and make videos out of them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I would love to do that. I just have to get more hamsters in my computer, and that's not going to happen for a while.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, from the creators of the Incredible Machine. But I mean, it's pretty good. I've been playing it. I play it a little too much. I'll start playing it, and then I'll look at the clock and go, "Where did the last 2 hours go?"
Into the machine.
Yeah, I mean, it's $15. I got it on sale, and they apparently sent me an extra copy. So.
Oh yeah, I think that was a sale. It was like buy 2 for the price of 1, and it's already like 80% off or something.
So I got that. It's pretty fun. 1 or 2 little bugs here or there, but nothing, deal breaker or anything. Really excited with 7 Days because they're supposed to be releasing a new patch soon. There's supposed to be a vehicle along with it, and they're upgrading the engine to Unity 5, either this expansion or the next expansion.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw pictures of what it'll look like after that, and they're talking upwards of possibly 80% increase in performance, which is good for those of us that have crappy computers.
That's excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, not a whole lot else going on. Just work, school, work, school, school, school. Haven't gotten any RPGing in lately because somebody couldn't make it.
Leave me alone. I missed one, and it's going to be 2.
Yeah. That's the part that sucks, but maybe I'll get started on moving crap around at the gym. Those parallel bars are going to be heavy. Yeah, the parallel bars that have been shaky forever, that no one could figure out what was wrong with them. Yeah, I took a look at them the other day. It's amazing. Bolts work better when they're actually tight.
Do I need to know what horrific thing happened for you to discover that the hard way?
No, I just started looking over it and went, these bolts aren't tight.
So this time you looked before you leaped.
Well, I mean, it wasn't shaking like, it's going to fall down. It was just shaking like it was unsteady. So I didn't want to work handstands on it. I didn't want to have the guys work on a lot of the big swing elements or anything until I figured out what was wrong with it. And I just actually, I had a class where no one showed up that day. I was there anyway, so I just spent some time looking at it and realized whoever put it together last, which from the corrosion on the bolts had to be at least 10 years ago, if not more, they just didn't tighten it down all the way. Of course, most people also don't have Torx wrenches. Not torque wrenches, Torx, the little star-shaped ones.
Torque wrenches. Torque.
Torx. Okay, a Torx wrench is the little star-shaped pattern. A torque wrench is the thing you used to put like lug nuts on and spark.
I thought you said torque wrench.
No,
that's what I thought too.
I will never
and then
use
a torque
that
wrench
word.
explodes.
Because despite what people think, that word existed long before Miley Cyrus started doing it. Just so everyone knows that, yes, twerk wrenches.
Anyway, so I got that straightened out. I was actually trying to explain to them how to do a kip on the parallel bars. It's just a thing where you swing under it and you pull yourself up over the bars with straight arms. I hadn't tried one in about 10 years and I just pulled one out. So that made me really happy. So I then proceeded to do like 20 of them. My shoulders hurt now. Because I'm an old man. But, yeah, that has pretty much been it for me.
So Chad has asked Alex if he knows the Raw Persona 3 movie came out.
Persona 3 movie? Persona 3? Because that came out like years ago. That's like 2007. That's when that game came out. Do you mean Persona 5?
The Raw Persona 3 movie came out.
I don't think there was a Persona 3 movie. I really don't think there was a Persona 3 movie. If there was, it came out long ago.
The dub for the first movie came out.
Okay, I see that there was a Persona 3 movie in 2013.
He goes, no, sorry.
You mean 5?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, everyone has seen it, and all over my face, Persona 5. Let's talk about Persona 5, because I want to talk about Persona 5.
Okay, because apparently it just performed a sex act on you live on the internet.
Oh, if you haven't seen the trailer, the official trailer, not the teaser, for Persona 5, you need to, because it doesn't look like any other Persona game that they've done yet. It's dark. It is like the main characters are like thieves. The main character looks like Tuxedo Mask. And like a YouTuber I know named Blitzkrieg actually recut the trailer to the dub theme of Sailor Moon. You know, the fighting evil by moonlight, winning love, that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great. It's funny. And like you're a group of thieves and like do heists which means that Persona 5 might get heists before Grand Theft Auto 5 does, which would be amazing. And it just looks it looks so good. It looks so stylized. It just looks great, and everyone was so excited when the trailer came out. It's not a hentai game. No, it's not. It's not a hentai game. Although there are girls in it. I saw one.
Tentacles.
And we need to decide, like, is she going to be the trash waifu, or is she, or will the other waifu be? Like, every one of the personas since 3 has had a trash waifu. What are you guys laughing at? This is
nothing. Nothing at all.
A joke got started, and I just kind of carried with it, and then...
What happened?
And then we kept carrying with it, and you just kept talking and didn't even notice. So
no,
it was
funny. That was the point. That was the point. That was Ninja.
Friggin' dumb grins on your face.
Ninja. It worked. I always have a dumb grin on my face. It's not different than normal.
That's true. Like, Yukari was the trash waifu in 3. I don't know who the trash waifu in 4 is. Hopefully, like, the girl that you see in the beginning isn't the trash waifu of 5, because she's like, these look like like anti-heroes. It's great.
The question is,
I haven't chosen
gnarly discuss. What is that?
I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what that.
It's somebody in chat. I have no idea.
Is hero gnarly?
Gnarly. I don't know what that's from.
I don't know who gnarly is. I don't know that. But Persona 5 looks freaking awesome, and when it comes out, everyone should buy it. And because you want more Persona, and like, I'm playing Persona 4 on my channel as always, and I'm like, God damn it, am I going to be faithful to Rise and wait for her when I get her as my party member, or am I going to move on to you? I am torn. Should I stay faithful or not? I do not know. I just got Kanji-kun to face this giant naked muscle man boss because he could or something. I haven't played Persona.
We wrote the great dog.
What?
Nothing. The answer is you fuck all the bitches, and then that's just it. Throw Nordic meats.
I didn't fuck all of the bitches.
First immortality, then the bitches.
Cthulhu is telling me to fuck all the
First
bitches.
immortality, then
Cthulhu knows.
Cthulhu is telling me to fuck all the bitches. It's like people say that Yukiko is the trash waifu. I don't think so. She hasn't been trash yet. So, fuck you, Pat. This is fuck all the bitches.
That's it. Don't think about it. If you're thinking about it, you're thinking about it too hard.
Well, I was getting close. But I'm like, God, just like, should I wait for Rise? Because she does her little dance. She's the dancing girl.
Because I'll tell you right now, my dwarf in Dragon Age, he's going to fuck all the bitches. He's not even going to care. It's going to be good.
Well, there are no consequences. That's true.
There are no consequences. They can't jump through the camera or jump to the TV.
No, it's like there's no consequences. Like,
oh, there can be.
You can like if you fail, you can just rewind. Pretty much, that's essentially what you're doing.
Well,
but there was one
depends.
time
I'm pretty sure not. It's autosaves.
When I was playing Persona 3 and I was being too forward to Yukari, she like pushed me away and ran off, and then I just reset the game. So I'm like, screw that. I picked the robot in Persona 3, the android girl. She was my waifu. So fuck the haters. I touched the back of her neck because apparently there's like some.
This podcast is going very weird.
There's something like she
weird.
She says in the game like there's this part there's like a circuit on her neck where like if you touch it, the DNA data is recorded forever. So that's like her version of super intimacy, and it's probably some sex metaphor or something. So it's like she's telling you to touch the back of her neck, and I did. I'm not ashamed. Happy ending.
And then Skynet happens, and you have to deal with it.
I'm not ashamed. I don't regret that at all. That was worth it.
So what else is going on with video games? Anything of note? I know Evolve came out today.
I really don't care about Evolve. I really don't.
There's a controversy going on with that, though.
Well, that's the thing about just the pre-order bonuses. Like they say, if you pre-order, you get like all this stuff, and if you don't pre-order it, you have to like pay a lot of money for it, which is stupid. Everyone's saying the same thing as always. Just don't pre-order games. Don't reinforce that behavior from the publishers. And yes, don't do that. Just don't pre-order. Don't pre-order. Don't do it. Like what Total Biscuit always says on Twitter, don't pre-order games. Don't pre-order games. Listen to me and repeat what I say. We will not pre-order games. Same thing with early access. I don't want early access.
We can hear it, and it's peaking my audio. Stop it.
Me, that?
Yeah.
I'm just hitting my boots together.
Your feet are loud.
Apparently.
Your feet have amps. Stop it. So, hey, I got some news that everyone wants to know. Guess what, guys? Sony and Marvel got married.
Finally, everyone was so happy about that.
Yay!
Yep.
And I don't blame them. I mean, everyone wanted.
Where are they having their honeymoon?
Apparently Peter Parker's backyard.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently
that was like the one piece of the puzzle that everyone wanted to happen.
Oh yeah. And honestly, I don't think anything else would even matter because I've gone around about it before. X-Men doesn't really fit with the greater Marvel Cinematic Universe so much. X-Men kind of work when they're better off by themselves.
Yeah, because that's a group of people. It's a group of characters.
And besides, the whole point of X-Men is everyone hates them because they're different, and everyone likes the Avengers and Spider-Man. And wait a minute, why do we hate one and not hate the other? It doesn't work.
Because they're different universi.
Well, no, they cross over in the comics all the time.
Yeah, I mean, like
it shouldn't be, but
tonally, I guess.
Yeah. So how this deal is apparently working, and I was curious at how this actually functions.
Ghost. Look, Trenchfoot, that made me laugh. StarCraft, you pre-ordered StarCraft Ghost.
Lovely.
StarCraft Ghost. I'm sorry that I
so because apparently somebody was curious and wondering what's going on. We're saying Marvel and Sony got married because they've officially signed the Spider-Man deal, meaning Spider-Man will be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe now. Our Spidey is going to show up in one of the upcoming Marvel movies, which, due to rumors, all of us are assuming it's going to be the next Captain America movie, which centers on Civil War. That's what Marvel's current website is saying, but it could be a lot of things. And so now he and Spider-Man and characters from that can appear in other Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, and that means other guest stars can start showing up in Spider-Man movies, which means there's a lot of room to go with that. I do believe that Parker and Tony Stark had a brief hanging out, and they were buddies for a while, which resulted in, if anyone remembers, the Iron Spider costume. So he's got like Invader Zim legs coming out of his back and a lot of cool stuff. It was actually a very neat arc. And I was curious of how this business deal actually went down. And it looks like, besides the fact that it's going to be profitable for both of them, they're doing it, get this, for free.
So there was like no money like exchanged in this deal or something?
How this works is Marvel Studios, according to Variety, mind you, which is it's rather reputable. Marvel Studios won't pay Sony Pictures for the rights to put Spider-Man in Civil War and the Avengers and all that stuff. As a part of the partnership with the new studio, according to the sources acknowledged with the deal. At the same time, Marvel won't receive a cut of the box office for any Sony films that feature Spider-Man. Sony won't receive a percentage for the revenue Disney makes from movies have films that Spider-Man in either.
So this means that the things that are going to determine the fairness of this deal are
how good each movies are,
how much each of the movies costs to make, and how how much money each of them makes.
Mm-hmm.
If either one kind of makes a larger profit and than the other, then that's where I think the tension is going to get. But I don't know. I'm surprised that happened. I'm surprised there was no money passed around for that. Because that's a very good faith decision.
See, they could have drugged this out, and it could have actually gotten ugly too. But how it's sort of working is it's kind of the same way that it's the compensation structure that producers receive.
Mm-hmm.
Producers, like in everyday movies, don't get like an extraordinary cut. They just get their fee. They don't get like your licensing rights and all that crap. It's just like a producer. And Sony's Spider-Man franchise, while I like the Andrew Garfield things more than I like the Tobey Maguire ones, except with possible exception of the second one, they needed some new life breathed into them. And with the Marvel Cinematic Universe going on right now, there's no better time to do this. It should have happened already, honestly. But these business deals totally got in the way. I don't ever see Fox jumping on this bandwagon ever with their stuff, because I believe they have all the X-Men oriented things, so all the Wolverine oriented things, and they do also have Deadpool. I think they also have Fantastic Four. So I believe that's all of the things that they have going on right now. And then Marvel's also doing the upcoming like Daredevil and a couple of other things on Netflix. It's going to be the Defenders. It's a couple of it's like a 4-series deal, and they're all going to mush together on Netflix for a Netflix exclusive thing. Speaking of Netflix, so there's word out from Wall Street Journal that apparently live action Legend of Zelda going to happen on Netflix.
So here's the thing about that. They want it to be like Game of Thrones, but more family friendly. And of course, after this happened, everyone starts...
That's a very difficult... putting those two things together sounds like an impossibility, because those two things are nowhere near...
Can we just get the people who did the teaser trailer for April Fools
on
IGN?
Get the people who made that Japanese Link to the Past commercial where they were dancing.
That was hilarious.
But I like the one for the April Fools better.
Yeah, the April
Fools.
That was
freaking awesome. That got me so stoked, and then I realized what day it was, and I was pissed. Not because they got me, but because, no, damn it, you need to do this. Go do it.
Now, I remember that was extremely well produced, but after this happened, everyone starts making all kinds of jokes. They're like, is it going to be like the old cartoon? Is it going to be like the CDI games? Are they going to get Nicolas Cage to play?
Excuse me, princess.
And I keep telling people over and over again, listen to me, this will not be good. If you think it will be good, you are wrong. Because if this happens, because we don't even know this is going to happen. We don't even know.
Yeah, it's not
if
official
this is
yet.
Really happening.
It hasn't been confirmed by Nintendo, but what is going on with it in the early state in Wall Street Journal is saying the video streaming service is in the early stages of developing a live-action series based on Zelda. That an ordinary boy named Link who must rescue a princess named Zelda and save a fantasy world called Hyrule. Blah, blah, blah. Early stages, which means pre-production, which means they're still writing the damn...
They don't have a writer yet. That's the thing. They do not have a writer yet. We have
so that means they've secured the rights to even try.
Fuck.
That's about it.
Sorry, Trenchfoot. G4 sucks. Sorry. It was never good. Never.
G4, what are we talking about?
He's talking about Drunk Link from Attack of the Show.
Oh.
G4 wasn't good. But I know what you're talking about. But the thing is, it's like this. The interesting thing about this is that if this happens, which it very well might not, we don't know, it's not going to be good. When has a TV show or a movie based on a video game ever been good? Ever?
Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil Apocalypse.
That was more because it was like when I mean based on a game, like based on the game's specific story, not like something that takes place in the universe.
So let's actually, here's an example. Same director, first Mortal Kombat.
I don't know. I think that's debatable. Like some people say, I just think that
Paul Anderson was the guy who directed all of like both movies that you mentioned, Jeremy, and Mortal Kombat, and he's started doing some other things. But he was one of the few guys, I'll say, that actually did fairly decent video game films.
I just have
there haven't been many.
Very, very low faith in how well this
I
will
mean,
be.
until not that long ago, there weren't that many good superhero movies either. I mean, do you remember the Dolph Lundgren Punisher? Because I remember the Dolph Lundgren Punisher.
Terrible.
Oh dear God, you need to watch it sometime. It is hilariously terrible.
It's super duper.
He's riding a motorcycle through the sewer.
Let's welcome our 5th member, David, for showing in late before we continue. Can we hear you? We can't hear you.
What?
Hello.
Yes.
I
Oh God.
can hear you now.
Oh God, there he is.
Okay. Now
I've got to press both buttons. Hey guys, sorry about the late, but I'm here. Thank God.
another thing that we should think about.
You ate cat spot, at least in our window.
Yeah.
Well, wait. No.
Interesting.
No, he's fine. He's fine when I can see.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, whatever. But the interesting thing about this is that if
I don't
this,
see the murmur anymore.
no, I see her on Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch is fine.
Is there-
What we're in is goofy. Switch to gallery view, you'll see everybody.
No, I see everyone where they need to be.
Okay, there we go.
Same.
One thing to remember.
Got the review anyways.
This Zelda thing is that this is one of the first times that Nintendo has said, "Here is our property. You can, make some sort of license deal with it." They've been extremely protective.
The Super Mario Brothers movie.
Is this your first time using Zoom?
Yes, it is.
Okay, go to audio, which is, if you're looking at the Zoom window at the very bottom left, there's audio, there's settings. Hit settings and make sure to uncheck the automatically adjusting, because you're going to get a lot of white noise from the background.
Right.
So adjust that. You're a little loud, so you're going to probably want to push that down a little bit too.
Will do.
Hi, mid-podcast goofiness. Thanks for sticking with us, everybody.
Yep. I readjusted all the layout stuff, so already.
Oh yeah. Oh, so that's actually the other thing I'm really excited about with this Spider-Man thing. Will they bring the guy who was Jonah Jameson back? I hope so. I really, really hope so, because he was the best part of that Tobey Maguire bullshit, and the reason he hasn't shown up.
Can't find anyone better to play JJ than him.
That's the reason he has not physically appeared in the 2 new movies, because you can't find anyone better.
And I'm
Everything
guessing
he did
because
was
of some
comic
contract issues, they probably can't get him since he was in the old one.
Carthon,
something like that.
how you doing? How's your order?
I'm doing well.
You need to push her up a little bit.
Yeah, I can't hear you at all.
Just a little bit.
Oh, okay. I must have done it a little bit too much.
Yep.
He's very fervent.
You want it kind of like right in the middle, maybe a little bit higher.
Oh, that was right in the middle.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty good.
Right.
How about
Yeah.
Can you hear him?
That works. That works.
Fantastic. How is everybody today?
Cave
Hello,
Johnson.
Cardinal.
Doing okay. I am just ranting about how this Zelda thing isn't going to be good. But, however, one thing to remember: Nintendo hasn't done this in.
Isn't it Shibo? I just showed him I just linked everybody the April Fool's trailer.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, it does
I
look really
remember. The thing is, that is still, everyone says that's the benchmark of every April Fool's joke that IGN's ever done. They fooled.
It really is.
Because it's really high production values. That's like, why would you work so hard to make something like this for April?
So do you think they're going to get Orlando Bloom to play Link?
Probably.
Christ.
I just think that, like,
They'll film it in New Zealand.
if they are going to make this sort of episodic in the same way that Game of Thrones will, I just don't think that the Zelda characters are really as developed enough for a narrative that deep. I mean,
Honestly, you're right.
do we
really
know
right there.
what universe this is going to be in? Is this going to be in the Twilight Princess universe? Is this going to be in the Skyward Sword universe?
Well, actually, to be fair, that last one is probably the best idea, because the whole idea of the Zelda franchise in Link is he is a multi-reincarnated hero. Hero.
Heroes, and you have them for breakfast.
There is
Yeah,
some
that's what I was
kid named
thinking.
there is some kid named Link in like every generation.
Mhm.
just like there's always a Zelda, but the worlds are always slightly askew, which in video game terms we know is just a really lame way that they can keep making new Legend of Zelda games and making it seem fresh. Haha. Can we use that as a narrative tool? Probably. That means we're not completely tied down to the stuff from the video games. We could include bits that we like and bits that we don't. It's pretty safe bet to say, like, say, Hyrule Shield Master Sword, probably going to be in there. Ocarina? Don't know. Might not.
Maybe it's just I do know that Skyward Sword has some of the best developed characters in the game, because
Zelda isn't really known for its, like you said, its developed characters. It's more of a platforming action puzzle game.
I thought of something hilarious.
What?
You know who they should get to direct it? Guillermo del Toro.
That would be
cool.
good.
Tell me it wouldn't be hilarious.
Monsters would be really cool. I still say they need to.
Pan's Labyrinth meets Legend of Zelda.
God, I mean, he could really do good with those.
Clancy Brown as Ganondorf. Just saying it right now.
I think
it'd be fantastic.
Skyward Sword is
Clancy Brown the way he looks now, or the way he did back in the 80s.
Either.
He's looking a little rough these days.
Everyone
needs to look rough.
Everyone hates Skyward Sword. Like they just hate it. They just absolutely hate it. And I've yet to. There's been like one valid criticism that I've heard from someone, and that it holds your hand too much. But the people who do like Skyward Sword say that it definitely develops the Link and Zelda characters the best. Like, because their relationship is right out there, and it really feels like something real. And that's
interesting, because that's one of the games that I haven't actually played yet. I've not played Skyward Sword. It's the new one, and it's the more realistic.
It's the one for Wii, and that's the one that everyone hates for no real reason. Like
I don't care what people think. I mean,
Ego Raptor ripped it apart, and he hates Ocarina of Time. He only likes A Link to the Past, and I make this joke all the time, where the only two Zelda games that are really given a ton of love on YouTube are A Link to the Past and Majora's Mask. All the other ones are either just blown off or just like they hated for no real reason. I
couldn't even like Majora's Mask, but I liked Link to the Past.
Well, everyone likes Link to the Past. I mean, I don't know why people don't like Twilight Princess. It's just Zelda. There's nothing bad about it. There's nothing really special about it, but it's not bad by any means.
Isn't Twilight Princess the one where you turn into a wolf?
Yeah, there really is nothing bad about that game. I played through the whole thing, and it was great. Loved it. I mean, there's a part in the game where you're in like this ice mansion, and another part where you're like in a sort of an old sand desert temple, and they're great. But for some reason, people don't like that game, and I'm like, why? You never give me real reasons why you hate these games. It's the same problem when people say they don't like modern Rare games, and I say, why don't you like modern Rare games? And they say, because they're not like the old ones. That's not a real reason.
As far as this TV series goes, or possible TV series or whatever, essentially we're just going to have to wait and see, because they might actually take the good ideas that this IP has to start with and then go from there, which is the only real way a successful series could even happen.
I predict that it's going to be an original Zelda universe. It'll probably be based. It'll take bits. I think the safest bet would probably be like the Ocarina of Time sort of style. You know,
so the more realistic one. You can't do something goofy, cartoony Japanese anime.
That's sort of the default.
Why not?
Because it's live action.
Like, they're not going to do... I don't think they're really going to do like the Twilight Princess
The fact that it's been live action probably means it's going to be shit anyway.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's not going to be good, but...
They're making another Hitman movie.
Well, okay. I rest my case. Video game.
Hey, I kind of liked the first one.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't a commercial success.
It
wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I
didn't think the Tomb Raider movies were bad. They weren't great, but they weren't terrible.
I like watching the Super Mario Brothers movie, but not because it's good.
Yeah. Kind of the same with Street Fighter.
Yes.
Which, it sucks because Raul Julia was such a cool dude, and that's one of his last movies.
Yeah.
The second Silent Hill movie, I just recently got to see it. It was actually, I kind of liked it.
If you played the games, it makes you claw your eyes out.
Go to all those Bowl movies, because he's really good at video game movies.
What, you mean like Blood Rain?
Like everything he's ever done.
Yeah, Blood
Careful,
Rain was
man.
terrible.
He'll challenge you to a boxing match, and he'll win.
And of course, that doesn't make his movies good.
He also
punched
did.
my teeth out. His movies still suck.
He also did House of the Dead, which was abysmal.
He did Alone in the Dark.
He did Alone in the Dark, which was abysmal.
I hate what they've done with that franchise. The first game was so amazing. I remember playing it back in the day when it came on like 4 CDs.
Shooter. The new Alone in the Dark is a multiplayer shooter.
Yeah, fuck them in the ass with a big rubber dick.
Yeah, it's not good. But there was.
I never saw Max Payne. Was it any good?
I don't know.
Max Payne. It was very. I have it actually on my shelf over there. It was. They took a lot of the. What didn't follow exactly the story from the games. It did a little bit of its own thing, but it's a detective noir movie with a couple of really trippy. Is this actually linked to Norse mythology or not? Is it supernatural or are people tripping balls on drugs?
Mm-hmm.
That's about the first half of the movie, and then the stuff starts to come out. So if you go into it with zero expectations, you might like it. That's about it.
Now there's another news story that kind of dropped earlier today. It's kind of a big deal. Jon Stewart is leaving The Daily Show.
Yes, I heard that.
He is going to be there until the end of the year, and then he is. They say he's retiring. So
he and Colbert are both not doing their shows anymore.
Colbert's show is over,
but he's moving.
The guy who's replacing his show, Larry Wilmore, I hear his show's not good. Like, not good. With The Daily Show, we don't know if he's going to be replaced. And if he is...
Almost certainly, because other people did The Daily Show before him.
Yeah, I'm just wondering who they're going to pick. I assume, like, another one of the correspondents.
John Oliver might come back to do it.
Nah,
he has his own thing going on.
He's doing really well on his own right now. He is the
last week tonight. It actually has a YouTube channel. If you haven't followed it, start following it. They do extra stuff for YouTube. It's great.
I've heard people say, "Well, now that Colbert and Jon Stewart are out, where am I going to go?" And I'm like, "Watch Last Week Tonight." And the reason I think that John Oliver's show is great is The Daily Show, but the things he talks about are extremely under the radar. He talks about stuff that no one really covers. Like he talks about translators in the Middle East and how dangerous their job is. He talks about how like the Miss America pageants rip off young girls.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Scholarships. He really gets into these. He does investigative journalism. That's
like how the Daily Show and the Rapport generally will do things like they'll do bit pieces too. So that's more like a Tonight Show sort of thing. It's just a quick joke and then they'll move on, or they'll do like a short thing on it, then they'll move on. What John Oliver does is he'll actually do a story. He'll write a whole story from beginning to end. And the best part of it is he actually will go on okay, here's how we fix this. He cares about the issues, and you can actually tell, and he's really smart, and he knows how you could fix it. But like, for example, they were doing when the World Cup was up, they did an excellent one on the FIFA organization, which is the organization that rules the World Cup, which is pretty much a Karth. You probably know this. They're super incredibly corrupt. Like the next World Cup is going to be held in a place where you cannot physically play,
where it's like super
soccer outdoors.
Like it is physically dangerous.
It is like continually like 150 degrees outside.
What? Why the fuck would they put it there?
Like, because of like money.
Because somebody bribed them. Because somebody bribed them. End of story.
Could you make it any more obvious?
They don't need to. They don't need to, because it's the biggest sport in the world, period. We Americans like to think American football is, but it's not. It's everyone else's football that really is.
So John Oliver is really just completely... I don't think he'll go back to The Daily Show. I mean, and that's the thing that bothers me. He is the only correspondent who has been proven that he can run The Daily Show because he did it when Jon Stewart was making his movie. So now, like, the one guy who we know is the most capable of it isn't going to do it. So who's going to do it? And the thing is, people always say, well, why do you think John Oliver is great? Listen to him on net neutrality. That is what made his show. He put out this big, long spiel about what net neutrality is, and it went viral. everyone saw it. And he basically said, now we want to try and let like the I think it's like the FCC or something know about, you know, how important net neutrality is and how everyone should have a chance at, you know, a fair internet. So he says the website of the corporation is open for people to put their input in. So he's like, I summon all of the trolls, all of the nasty commenters, and spam their board. This is the one time we need you. And
it was awesome. It worked. It worked.
Website crashed because so many people were involved in it.
He went on, he's on HBO. He went on HBO and went, I summoned the trolls of the internet. And he did, like a fucking wizard. And it worked.
And that is the moment where like people really started to pay attention to him, and he got his second season instantly, and his new season just premiered this last week. I didn't get to see it because I was watching the Grammys, which had their own drama.
They had their own drama. I was actually at the TV station running that, and that was interesting.
So many things that here's the thing.
By the way, hey Kanye, did you watch the opening of the Grammys? That's how you do it without auto-tuning, motherfucker. AC/DC. Quick
rant on the Grammys. First of all, and most importantly, that was one of the most boring Grammys I've seen in my life.
After AC/DC opened it, I stopped caring.
There was AC/DC, Sia, and Hoser and Annie Lennox were the only performances that were good. That was it. Everyone else was just boring, dull ballads. Boring. Of course, Kanye is about to like get crazy on Beck, and there was a trend on Twitter. The name "Who is Beck" was trending because apparently some people don't know who Beck is, and a lot of people were complaining like Beyonce should have won. I'm like, I don't care. Know who? Beck is.
They were talking about the Kanye fans was like, who's this Paul McCartney guy, and why is he ripping off Kanye? No, really. People of Earth, why are you dumb? Why are you dumb? Stop being dumb
anymore.
Now, like the awards, they really didn't present any awards on the air. They really didn't. There was like no awards. It was that Sam Smith guy. I had never heard that song before that guy first played it, and I'm like, I'm already sick of it. I don't want to hear this song anymore. I'm like little Taylor Swift's little dumb friend. And yeah.
Sorry, every time someone here says Taylor Swift, all I think is that one video with the goats.
Yes.
Lying in the cold heart.
Thank you for trouble, and they put in the screaming goats.
I
made one of those videos. I should re-upload that on my new channel because I made one of those videos, and it was that. It was instead of a screaming goat, because if you know the song, I think it's like, I Knew You Were Trouble.
Or something. Mm-hmm.
She makes this during the chorus. She does this ear-splitting, terrible like squeal twice for like the bass hits in this almost like dubstep style song. Mm-hmm. And somebody famously put the screaming goats over top of it because they thought it was funny. Well, it turned into a huge thing, and a lot of people started doing stuff. And I made a video where it was various points in movies where Arnold Schwarzenegger was screaming, and it made the song better. So I think I'm probably
repost those because the last time I searched for one with Arnold in it, the one that came up sucked.
Do it.
I remember yours being far funnier.
Have it
now? I know.
Remake it.
I know that Will Sasso actually edited that. Like he put in like one of his screams because he made those vines that like when Vine was super new, he made those, and then Cartoon Network found those vines and edited them so Lemon Grab from Adventure Time did the scream.
Hey.
So I just think that as far as the awards of the Grammys, Tenacious D won Best Rock and Metal Performance for some reason. Because
Did they even do anything lately?
They covered a Dio song, and apparently that's metal. All right.
Dio is very metal.
Frozen.
Dio
yeah,
is
but
the man.
Tenacious D are an acoustic group.
They're a acoustic comedy group which frequently parodies metal songs.
And the thing is, Anthrax covered a Dio song and got nominated as well. They didn't win.
Think I have it anymore, son of a bitch.
Frozen won. Weird Al Yankovic won. Aphex Twin won.
Well, Weird Al Yankovic should win. You should win all of the things.
Yeah, that was a really funny. I mean,
His stuff is
Aphex
pretty
Twin
amazing.
won for Best Electronic Album. I'm like, why? I mean, I'm happy because that's his first Grammy, but his stuff's way too smart for the Grammy committee. Way too smart. Like, his stuff is dense, but I love it. So, like, no, I just talked about Grammys. I mean, I know that, like, a ton of shows premiered this last Sunday. I know Walking Dead did. Last Week Tonight did. Better Call Saul did and got a ton of really good ratings.
I've actually just started the Walking Dead Telltale games. Just now, like way super duper late. It's hair raising.
First episode, and I own all of them on my computer. I really just haven't played them, but they're great. I love them. They're just the idea that no decision is there's no good decision. No. It's just what is the least worse.
Play those games. Make the gut decisions. Don't think about it. Just do stuff, and that's exactly how you should play it.
Because that's
I just do things.
Because you're not going to. You're not going to win. Something bad's going to happen. It's really just who you choose to let live. So, like, good on them. So Telltale's newer games really are getting a lot of criticism. Like I heard the Game of Thrones one runs really badly. Like there's bugs, and everyone's saying there better not be bugs in that Minecraft one, or it will be embarrassing.
Awkward silence.
Yeah, like I have another.
Don't fuck up Telltale. Don't do it.
I have another story, I guess.
I remembered something funny that happened today.
What happened that was funny?
So I have an industrial maintenance class right now.
Uh-huh. This is a good beginning to a story.
And to tell you how smoothly this college runs, this is an 8-week class. It meets twice a week. Okay, so only 16 classes to get everything in. The guy who was originally supposed to teach got pulled to teach another class. So the first professor we had that actually showed up to the class had 12 hours notice that he was teaching. Well, he got a better job and left, and he wasn't really that qualified to teach it anyway because the last industrial maintenance he did was back during the Reagan administration. So, before...
What?
Yeah, he was a chemist. But that's who they got to teach the class, and he was actually having me help him teach.
Cool.
Because I've done all this crap before.
Why aren't you teaching there yet?
Because I don't. I sort of kind of have a degree. It's Bethany kind of screwed up, but hey, it works out for me in the financial aid sector, so screw them. Hey, when I get done there, I'll have 5 degrees.
You are going to teach then.
Then there's another guy who was teaching, and now finally the guy we've got now. Well, we're still doing stuff that we should have gotten through in the first 2 weeks. But because of all this crap, we're now on week either 4 or 5, I don't remember. And we're still going over, this is how you use a multimeter. So we start talking about capacitors today. And, it's an industrial maintenance class. Most people in it are either in the oil and gas industry or they're welders. Now, since certain kinds of welding do use high frequency, high voltage, or not high voltage, they use high frequency, I thought I should relate something that's not in most textbooks. It's something called a dielectric memory. And the short version is capacitor sitting there, not connected to anything, will suddenly start charging itself from apparently nowhere. Now, I have heard explanations that do explain why this happens. They just involve quantum mechanics in quantum tunneling. And some really, I barely understand the math behind this. But anyway, so I'd say, yeah, when you guys are working on capacitors, especially the really high power ones, if it's a high frequency circuit, make sure it's shorted. Even if that system has been disconnected for 20 years, make sure you short out that capacitor. We're like, why? And I started explaining what dielectric memory is, and one of the guys goes, why does that happen? You really want me to explain that? Yeah. 15 minutes later, I think everyone fell asleep. It's like, what? You asked. It's not my fault you asked a question that involves quantum mechanics. Of course, half of that time was me ranting about how much I hate quantum mechanics, but, you know.
I will never understand Tumblr in my entire life.
That's okay. I don't think I'll ever understand quantum mechanics.
I don't think any of us really understand anything. We're just on the internet yelling about things we don't get.
Like a few days ago, I posted a picture of Hideki Kamiya, the guy behind Bayonetta, getting like what he did is he stood in front of an Ultraman, like one of those little rides that you see at the store, like a little plane that the kid puts a quarter in, a little ride, and it's Ultraman, like the Japanese superhero, and he's like flying like this. Kamiya decides to take a picture of himself right in front of this thing with the fist like in his crotch, and he's like, ah, and because he's funny and he blocks everyone. So I post this picture on Tumblr, and I'm like, okay, just people might like it. It's like I get like 20 notes. Earlier today, like I realized that it's someone reblogged it, and now I have like 700 notes, and I'm like, I will never understand how you found this, why you are sharing it with everyone, and how it's so popular. I will never understand this because the time slot of these social media shares never matches up, because just one crazy person can just throw everything off.
That's true. Like
kind of how the world works.
That's life.
Yeah, you should see some of the shenanigans I'm getting into at school.
I was going to say, have you seen any of the people in this podcast? Usually we're that one person that throws everything off.
Yep.
Like,
have you seen the hammer?
Like I post a bunch of goofy stuff, and I never understand what did I post?
Can I make a personal sick request?
What's that?
I want to hear Cardinal speak for 10 minutes straight.
Go.
All right. What do you want me to talk about?
Everything.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to head out soon anyway, so it'll be an extra.
All right. Well, we'll start with the random tech stuff that's sort of coming out. Have any of you noticed the freaking strange trends at all?
Can't talk. You have to talk for 10 minutes.
Yeah. All right. Fine. Well, freaking strange trend of everything being flexible and curved, and I mean everything. Phone screens, freaking TVs. You've got even phones that don't have like flexed, edges will have like the side of them curves over. You can still see the screen. It's very strange, and it seems to be just getting sort of like as a larger movement. It sort of started, I think, with the TV. One of the Samsung TVs being like, "I'm the Samsung Flex," and then it's gone crazy since then. This year CES had heaps of devices that were like, everything needs to be curved. Computer monitors now having larger curved displays. It's I don't know what happened to people. Apparently, everything needs to be curved. Like they discovered the world wasn't flat again. I don't know what's going on.
I have a couple of questions for you to explain whenever you have a minute. So, can you see the chat right now? Like Twitch chat?
But bam, yes.
Okay. Now, mind you, this came from a Starbucks in Australia who apparently has a really interesting new flavor. Cardinal, can you explain this to me? Explain this. Explain this to the internet. Defend your people.
For those of us that can't see Twitch right now, i.e. me, what flavor is it?
Butter.
That's cheese.
Or no, it's cheese flavored. Cheese flavored Starbucks coffee syrup.
Okay.
Explain this from your people.
This is going to be a little bit difficult to explain. Kind of like
capacitors.
Yeah. If you guys haven't noticed, we find things that taste rather strange, rather good. I mean, the best example would be like Vegemite. I mean, have you guys tasted that?
What?
Most people that
you need to stop.
Like it.
The weird food mixes are reserved for America and Japan. Not for
but here's the thing: we get the
Apparently
weird
not.
food mixes that everybody goes, "Oh yeah, I fucking love it over there in America," but you guys have never heard of. They just tell us you have, and then we're like, "Okay, we'll try it." And then it turns out we like it, and then they go, "Yeah, we didn't. We lied." We're like, ah. It's sort of like how McDonald's in every different country has a thing of a taste of this country, but they've never had that in their entire life. It doesn't exist over there. It's just what it is.
Here in America, we have people who make hamburgers with the buns as deep fried Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah. Oh my god,
that your
I had
flavored Starbucks syrup should come from us, not you.
Mm,
Or
I
from
had a
Japan,
Krispy Kreme.
because Japan will sell French fries by the bucket, like a KFC chicken bucket.
Which I
filled
find
with
really
French
strange
fries.
because all the Japanese people I eat, they like eat barely enough to survive, and then that's it. Like they don't eat food. It's really weird.
Look at the Attack on Titan burger. It's like 7 beef patties and cheese on a bun.
Interesting.
You need to.
Is it made of people? Because that's the only reason that would make sense.
It's Titan meat. So for all we know, yeah, it is made of people.
Because yes,
well.
Oh my god!
I wish Khan was here because he's Australian too. You guys can
we
discuss.
could talk about stuff. All right, I need to
discuss
share something
Australians.
completely off topic.
Okay.
Goddamn hilarious! I was running a D&D game the other day. I invited pretty much anyone that was online at the time to it.
I'm sorry I couldn't make it. I was going to sleep.
That's all right. It took a very long time for anything to absolutely happen, which is not the exciting part. But when they finally got to, the main combat of the game, after all the story and everything, they started dropping off like flies. All the players are dying. A lot of them didn't know how to play properly. It's the first level game, and they just start dying.
I love those. Those are so fun.
I had a few little things that help out, where people are, like, if they figure certain things out. And one of the main enemies was like a tamer. He had a couple of wolves near him. So just towards the end, where there's like 3 or 4 enemies left, they kill him, and the wolves decide to go ballistic and kill things. However, the problem that happens is every single time they attack, I can't stop rolling natural 20s on the critical hits. So the players go from not being able to kill everything to this one wolf that's alive just goes from freaking monster to monster and rips its goddamn throat out with... And we're just all sitting there laughing hilariously because we're using a dice rolling program to do it, so everyone can see the rolls happening as they happen. And we're just like, what the hell? Like, none of us could stop laughing. I have a video of it too. I need to freaking edit down to just that last bit and put up there because it is so goddamn hilarious. I've never seen anything like that in all of my years of DNA.
It is hilarious, considering I'm about to do something very similar, and I'd laugh my ass off if it wound up the same way.
Oh man, but I can't get over just what happened. We're all just like, what the hell?
This one wolf goes ballistic and ruins everybody's life, and it's like a CR one creature, something like that.
It's like a challenge rating 1 for like 4 of them.
Yeah.
Like
so they're like worth a fourth of a CR.
Yeah, it's so weird. And hilariously enough, the character that was the last one standing was a druid, and they hadn't chosen their animal companion yet, so they went and did all their handle animal checks to make this wolf their animal companion, which is kind of cool.
So now one random surviving druid has Courage Wolf.
Yes.
No, I think they have Insanity Wolf. That's not Courage Wolf. That's Insanity Wolf.
Yeah. Because under normal circumstances, you couldn't make the checks because it would be unfriendly, but because the tamer has died, so it's drops from unfriendly towards the players to unfriendly towards the guy that was keeping it captive its entire life. So yeah, it all worked out. He could start doing the handle animal diplomacies, and he just aced every single roll. And I'm like, this is the strangest thing that's ever happened to me as a DM, and I've seen some weird shit, I have to say.
That's pretty mighty.
Most of the weird shit I've seen is his fault.
Leave me alone. It's not my fault.
Well, I mean, at least he's consistent. I mean, that's something.
I actually have another Australian question for you.
Absolutely.
So apparently you guys found a new species of nope here in the last month.
Would this be the deep sea shark thing?
The frilled shark? Yeah, just check. I'm here.
Looks like a long eel, except it's like
okay, now I'm gonna put a picture here in chat, right? Pay close attention to its teeth, because that is some scary shit. Where the hell is my chat?
I think this picture actually I tweeted out to everybody. It was like, yep, we just found some more. Holy fuck. its teeth is in like these weird like super rows of teeth. It's the strangest thing.
What the hell?
That is a new Australian shark.
Mhm.
That is kind
What
of
are
like
those?
an
Those
eel.
don't even look like teeth.
It's
Oh, those are
it's-
teeth.
it's
Those are
very,
teeth that will
very
ruin your day.
Those are teeth on teeth.
Mm-hmm. They will just pretty much shear off whatever they eat. Like, it looks pretty ouch time.
Look, they
That's
found
teeth
another-
like what a snake has, except a lot more of them. How big is this thing?
Those look like
It's quite
I'm not
big.
actually sure.
A couple meters across.
couple meters
Like they
across.
said. So it's not wide, but long. So it's kind of like an eel, I guess, which is really weird. Which is what I thought it was when I first saw the picture. But then they're like, nope, it's a shark.
I don't care how big this thing is. It's the teeth.
It's about as
that
long
matter.
as you are tall, Ray Tall.
Mm.
Yeah, that's pretty creepy.
Mm.
Do they? Please tell me their answer. I want to hear. Do they travel together like in groups?
As far as I'm aware, no. I mean, they've only just found the thing. It's deep
Good,
secret.
because if they
So
come like in
people
swarms,
have never
that's
seen
like
this
a
thing.
cloud. That's like
Yeah.
a cloud of just
Mm.
evil. Cloud,
Yes.
just cloud.
Oh,
the
Expect
death-
these things to show up in the next Dark Souls, kids.
Mm. On the
Only
topic
place
of,
for it.
Why are tourists so stupid when they come here? It's like you should know the critters are already hungry. Be careful, okay?
Isn't that why you like still accept tourists there, just so that the things will have things to eat that aren't you?
Pretty much. It's kind of that ultimate bait and switch. It's like bring them in so we don't get eaten. We'll all be good. But like shark warnings all over the news, being like, don't go to these beaches. Tourists go and surf.
And this is newly discovered.
Yeah, this thing's a
Well, then
deep
that's
sea.
God's.
You're never gonna find
God's
it.
like-
Sort of. Yeah, I have another one for you, Australia.
yeah, like
The
you
frilled
know,
shark has seldom been encountered alive and thus poses little danger to humans, though scientists have accidentally cut themselves examining its teeth.
did they like? Let's take a look at this creature's death mouth.
Yep.
And
Welcome
that's
to
what I mean.
Australia.
Because those are all rear-facing, when it bites in, it's going to really grab a hold of you.
You don't get away.
No
Yeah.
problem.
It's gonna hook in and just if your hand comes out, it's gonna be.
Well,
less-
apparently these aren't just found in Australia, so it's not just you guys.
There you go.
Everyone
There's a
gets
couple
this-
different species. Some of them are actually found near North America.
Lucky us.
Yay!
Hey, you're all gonna die.
It's found over the outer continental shelf and the upper continental slope.
Mm.
It's been as deep as 5,000 feet, although it is uncommon below 3,900 feet.
Mm.
In Japan, its most common depth is 160 to 660 feet. So as long as
Deep
you're
sea
not,
things.
Yeah.
Every- This is your new terror of the world. These things, they're
Yeah.
everywhere. And they can
Not
survive in
bad.
all of the oceans everywhere.
I-
Mhm.
I know that this doesn't mean what everyone on the internet immediately assumed it to mean, but Wikipedia probably should have found a better way to phrase this. It reaches a length of 2 meters and has a dark brown eel-like body with dorsal, pelvic, and anal fins placed far back.
Anal fins. That is the
Yes.
weirdest thing I've heard all day.
What?
What happened?
Anal,
Anal
fins.
fins.
Yeah,
What are
that
those-
just
what are those
sounds...
for? What are those for? What are anal fins for?
Holy shit. These things are from the Pleistocene?
What's that mean?
Pleistocene epic. 2.5 million years ago until about 12,000 years ago.
What does it do?
It just means
That's
it's
just a
very
time period.
species.
Oh, okay. Huh.
An ancient species.
Spawn of the Dark Ages. The darkest ages of humanity.
Yeah,
Before-
it's
I do not know what an anal fin.
basically all of the last Ice Age times.
They're just
Alex,
fins
it would be a
coming out of
fin
it.
on your butt.
No,
Therefore,
not
you
your
have-
butt, like from
That's
your
your butt
butthole.
direction.
It's like butthole fins for something.
Perhaps they're retractable.
Retractable
I
ass fin?
still don't know what
Are
they're
we really gone here? Is that what's happening now?
Yep, absolutely. He asked, and I went there.
It has over 300 teeth.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we needed that.
That's a bite that you don't want.
Fins coming out of his butthole.
Love
He
how
can't
this
get
is what
over
it's-
it.
Alex can't get over the butt stuff. I mean,
I just like what are
Okay.
they? I don't know what they're for. Like
Great white shark has 50 teeth. This thing has 300 in 25 rows.
wow.
I still don't think
Ugh.
I'd like to be bitten by the great white shark either. Just saying.
It'll rip your arm off. All
Let
these
it rip
sharks
your
are
whole
doing-
everything off. Seen them?
For
Why
everything.
can't I feel my everything?
What's your problem, Shivo? You're yelling at me for some reason in the chat. I don't know what your problem is. What do you mean? What the heck, Alex? What's that mean?
I think he's yelling at you because of the whole butt stuff thing, man.
I'm not the one who said it. You're the person with the demon in your waters.
I know the world has the demon in its waters this time.
Well, you're the one who
It's not just
reported
me.
the news. I'm laying the blame on you.
Technically, that'd be me because I started this.
You know
but-
what you should be thanking our scientists for discovering it,
I
rather than
would
just
like
come
to be
across it one
blissfully
day.
ignorant because I'm not now. I'm going to
Just
think
like
about it
the
all the
rest
time.
of
We
you.
now talk about the animal in the Amazon that if you pee in the water, it swims up the urine stream and lodges in your urethra.
Streams.
That's
How does it
scary.
swim? Is it
It
really
swims
small?
up your urine
Yes.
stream. Yes, it's
Yes.
almost completely transparent too. So if you're in the jungle, you should not pee in the water.
Does it
Pee
like?
on
It will
the ground
swim
like
up there and
everybody
has these little bony spines that go backwards. So it swims up
pulling
your
it out is a
urethra hole, like,
problem.
Mm-hmm.
How does it?
Yeah.
I don't, that's a really
It-
small stream, but
It's a
Discovery,
very
like
small
this is
parasite
an
to
older,
hurt.
like this is
Yeah.
old news.
Oh yeah, it'll hurt.
Yeah.
Like fuck.
This is not a new animal. This has been around for a while.
Yeah. People know
But-
about it.
A lot of people don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, Australia definitely has some of the most interesting lethal animals on the planet, but it is by no means the
Yeah.
only place where you find lethal animals.
So
Like,
Gaba's about to lose his mind, and he wants Jeremy to talk about Shadowrun because he actually can't take this anymore.
well,
He's
we'll
losing
stop
it.
talking about it.
He's losing it.
talking about.
like South America, and actually this is relevant to
He
Shadowrun.
moves on.
This is relevant to Shadowrun because guess where you
Oh.
guys are
Shut
going?
the fuck up, shit. That is
You're
not
right.
hentai.
Oh,
you know it.
If
Um,
you guys ever
this
decide
is
to do like a
hentai.
freaking online session of Shadowrun, I will be there so quick. It doesn't matter what I'm doing.
We might be able to hook that up. We'll have to figure out a way to make it
Shit,
so
being
Wouldn't
stupid.
suck too bad.
someone
Also,
like plugs his brain
forget-
into runes and stuff.
No.
In South America, they have something called the nickname for it's a two-step snake because that's about how far you get.
Bless you.
And then Jim Butcher even tells a story about
Oh, that was that.
yeah, many banded KRAIT. And that's the name of that snake. Banded crate. I don't know. Oh, that's kind of cute. Conservation status, least concerned. Yeah, I'd be very little concerned if saving these
Let it
things.
die.
Although that's not half as creepy as the one in the Congo that it just hangs out over a tree limb like this and like drips venom down, and if it gets on you, you just start bleeding from everywhere. Gorge your eyes, everything. I'm not.
You're
going
not
to-
helping him. You're not
on an
helping
unrelated
him
note, I'm
at
never
all.
visiting the Congo. because of
Seriously,
this
talk about
thing.
something else. I'm losing all my viewers
Okay.
right now.
Shadowrun has some interesting locations. Speaking of the Amazon, let's see. All of like Central America up to roughly where the Rio Grande is controlled by Aslan, which is basically
Magical Tiger.
First off, he's a lion. Damn.
Aztec.
Hey,
Like
thinking of a
the
thing.
Aztec Empire is back.
Sweet.
No, they're the ones that are trying to bring back the horrors.
Great.
Not so sweet, but you know.
Uh-huh. Fighting them is the country of Amazonia, which is basically Brazil and a couple of other countries got together, and they're ruled by a feathered serpent.
Amazonia, like the snoo ladies.
No.
What? How in
What?
the world does that turn to that? How in the world does that go
Amazonia.
that far into hentai?
It's
Really?
not-
No. Amazonia. Come on. That is
and
accurate.
watch the hole being dug.
Jeremy knows what I'm talking about. Amazonia, right?
Would you like another shovel? Is that one getting dull yet?
Hey, you're the one who brought it up. I was just trying to.
No, he brought up.
No, he didn't
No,
bring
I
up
brought up
anything
Shadowrun.
except of something related to the Amazon.
Amazonia is where the snoo ladies are.
I have never
Yeah,
heard of that.
But he didn't have the link to
Futurama
it.
is what he's referencing.
Oh, okay.
And I only know that because I marathoned it a couple weeks ago while I was
I like
playing
Futurama.
7 Days to
It's
Die.
funny.
But there's some really interesting things going on in there, obviously. In Aslan, you run into these things called, I can't remember how to pronounce it. It's like Fauve or Fauve something. Anyway, basically, they're areas where astral space just doesn't exist anymore, which can prove a hazard for a mage in astral form flying. Take notes, Almir. Don't fly into one.
And she suddenly pays attention.
Uh-huh. Well, because she's playing a shaman, so that could actually happen to her.
Not paying attention.
And she's like, I'll have to rewatch this later to figure out what I missed and what's going to kill me. I know how this works.
But it's like, one of the things I love about Shadowrun is they just took all the creatures from Legend and found some way to make it work in some manner. Like, I'm trying to think of a good example. I mean, you have the Wendigo, which is an orc that's been infected by HMHVV, which causes vampires,
way,
which causes banshees. Yes.
Our fire elementalist is currently sitting in the channel.
Hi. But, you know, and they find a way to make it in there, make it work. You have ghouls. They even have the Bandersnatch, which is an HMHVV-infected Sasquatch, who can reproduce any sound that it has ever heard perfectly and has color adaptation. So like the ruthenium polymers, it changes color, so it's almost impossible to see.
So you're telling me it's the fucking Predator?
It's the Predator that can mimic any sound ever.
They could already do that.
Yeah, so it's like, what was that guy's name?
This is a Bigfoot.
It's real.
Well, in Shadowrun,
Well,
sure.
Shadowrun.
In Shadowrun real.
Mhm.
So it's more real.
Yeah, I got to play one time. He was a DJ.
What?
Interesting.
Someone let us play whatever race we wanted, and we just went kind of crazy. His day job, well, his other job other than being a Shadowrunner was being a DJ. He just had a microphone and a speaker.
Nice.
Best beatboxer ever.
You're sick.
My lighting technician was a Firefly shaman.
I'm shocked.
Almir, that was Thomas, by the way, that did that. And yes, if I remember correctly, it was a 16-year-old girl. Thomas is this, like,
He's
big,
weird.
burly Scotsman, beard and hair longer than mine, and
That makes it better.
it's just hilarious because he plays a better 16-year-old girl than most of the 16-year-old girls. It's just
I
funny.
need to see this now. I don't think the image in my head is enough.
Thomas is awesome. I miss hanging out with him. He and
I
his
do
wife
have
really like
I do
Shadowrun.
actually have RPG stuff to discuss
Okay.
once you get
Nice.
to a place that's done.
Yeah. So essentially, there's a lot of hostilities between Amazonia and Aslan, and there's a lot of mercenary work in that area, which is kind of what I'm going to be basing the next run off of. And I just can't get Jim Butcher's story about being cursed by the witch doctor out of my head because it's just far too
Is Tall going to get cursed by a witch doctor? And are they going to be
I don't know. I don't know. It could be worse. I could be sending you to New Orleans.
I like the fact that a Amazonian jungle.
And she goes,
I like the fact that
don't
in
worry, the
Shadowrun,
Shadem haven't shown up yet.
an Amazonian
Yeah.
jungle
Fuck,
is
he
not
says
as
yet.
bad as
Don't hurt
knowledge.
yourself. She did handbang. Don't hurt yourself, Cat.
See?
What's wrong?
She shook her head too hard, not wanting to go there, and actually hurt herself because
You
you
freaked
scared
her out.
her.
That
I'm
much.
impressed.
It's so easy when you're
Obviously, he's taken them to New Orleans before.
It's the life you
Okay.
see. Devil tips his hat to me. I do it all because I'm evil. Anyway,
I like Voltaire.
Mm-hmm.
I like his music. As a person, he's kind of an asshole.
That's
Really,
musicians.
my sister.
I've been around him a couple of times, and he's one of those. Do you know who I am?
Didn't Rob almost beat
Really?
the crap out of him?
Yes,
Really, wow.
which would have been hilarious because Rob totally could have. But yeah, there's a lot of hostilities because Okay, part of what's going on in Shadowrun lore is there are some beings that are still around from the 4th age. We're living in the 5th, Shadowrun is in the 6th, the 4th was Earth Dawn time. You still have some of the immortal elves that are around, a lot of the dragons.
What's wrong with you, Alex? What's wrong with you?
That's why I was like, what
That
the
shit
fuck?
is sick.
What?
That shit is uncouth.
Just
Uncouth.
go.
Jeremy,
I
continue
didn't
like
make
nothing
it.
happened.
I don't
Continue
even
like
know
nothing
what happened, so I'm going to
Yeah.
continue.
I didn't make that.
Just be glad.
But you shared it to the world, so you know.
Now everyone can love it because it's awesome.
We're just getting more of a glimpse of the shit he's into. It's all right.
Yeah, it's-
Apparently.
yeah.
Anyway, so some of the beings are still around.
Just beware if you ever leave the podcast or if you ever take a day off. That is officially going to be your image.
Well, good thing.
Good thing I traded my Wednesdays for Saturdays today.
I meant for
Well,
Alex.
No, not for me. I have a better image for me.
No.
Oh, you say you get to choose. I had ideas for mine. I didn't wind up with mine. I wound up with some hilarious wolf with bloody paws for some
That's a
reason.
freaking awesome image, and you know that.
Okay, so
Waterworld.
anyway.
Nothing is better than Waterworld. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Every time he says Waterworld, all I think about is Waterbed and JP. we're gonna do JP a solid and not explain that one to the world. But anyway, so what's happening is
so bad.
there's a cult within Aslan that is trying to bring back the horrors, and there are a couple of groups around the world. One of them is running Amazonia, that's trying to keep that from happening. And so, you've played Earth Dawn, right?
Yep.
Did you ever run into what was his name in Earth Dawn? Mountain Tooth, Dark Tooth, Mountain Tooth.
No.
He's one of the named dragons in Earth Dawn. When you get to Shadowrun times, his name is Dunkelzahn. His brother, Ghostwalker, is also there. I think in Earth Dawn time, he was Icewing. Because he's like solid white, almost.
The
He and
dragon he's
Dunkelzahn look
talking
almost-
about is King of the Trolls. King of the Trolls.
Dunkelzahn? Yeah. If any of you can find it somewhere, there's a book called Portfolio of a Dragon. It's Dunkelzahn's will when he dies. It is freaking hilarious to read because of some of the things he does to people. There's one where he leaves this one person like so many billions of dollars, and he's like, this is because your ancestor and I shared a meal and he loaned me a gold because I didn't have any on me at the time. This is 1% interest per annum for the last, how many thousand years.
Awesome.
There's
Then
one
he offered
guy.
something that was like, I believe it was a. Oh, it was like he put out this giant bounty on this guy's head.
Oh yeah, it's like for so many hours, Lars something will cease to exist. Anyone who succeeds in killing him and being able to prove it gets all of this crap, including all of that guy's stuff.
And then at the end, it's like, hey, Lars, never cut a deal with the
Yeah.
dragon.
And it's like, if he can survive this time and then make it to the Draco Foundation and prove his identity, all of his possessions, plus all this bounty, will be returned to him. Hey, Lars, never make a deal with the dragon. There's one person where he left, I can't remember exactly how it's worded, but he's like, he left this powder blue, really nice car to him because he accidentally destroyed the other person's car. And the description is, to the person's car, and gave like the license plate number and the color and everything, that was destroyed by a falling piece of building. I'm sorry, I had an itch on my back. I just couldn't quite reach. I mean, but FAFSA in general was a great company, and I wish they'd stuck around longer. because in Portfolio of a Dragon, there are little lines that say, to so-and-so, I bequeath a token of my esteem. Well, before Dunkelzahn died, he ran for president and won. And there was a book module that covered all this called Super Tuesday. And in Super Tuesday, it had a ballot. And you could take the ballot out, sign it, and vote for who you actually wanted to win. And that's how they determined in canon who won that election. So all the people who voted for Dunkelzahn, all those entries got put into a giant bin, and they picked a bunch of them out, and you got this huge packet of stuff from FAFSA, or from FOSSA, if your name got picked and your name went in Portfolio of a Dragon.
Nice.
So that's why I really love the game, just because the people who came up with it obviously loved what they were doing. So anyway, obviously, Aslan is trying to bring back the horrors. Think H.P. Lovecraft on a bad acid trip writing a D&D campaign.
I have that now.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's
not as bad as Earth Dawn. Cthulhu is not as bad as Earth Dawn. This is me saying this. Cthulhu is not as bad as Earth Dawn. There's some...
You take Cthulhu any day.
He has a stat block.
Chantrell's Horror...
You can beat him.
Chantrell's Horror is probably the best example of things you do not want to screw with in Earth Dawn. Because once it marks you, you're immortal. You cannot die.
Why are there kaijus in this book? There are kaiju in this book.
Kaiju's everywhere.
No, this is a Pathfinder book. There's
Good job.
Yeah, there's that. This is going to be hilarious.
But, you know, there's just a lot of conflict there. And actually, Australia, oddly enough, is another center of contention, because there's a bunch of magical shit going on in the outback with mana storms and tornadoes that just destroy everything and rewrite reality. And Ayers Rock is apparently the prison for something really scary that they never got around to revealing.
Ooh.
Which means I get to write it.
So, hey guys.
Scary and Earth Dawn, you know.
So, great old one Cthulhu, right?
Great old one Cthulhu.
Look how much XP he's worth.
We can't see it. Your camera's
Is that
not
like
focusing.
a few million?
9 million.
9 million XP.
That's also a CR30. Good luck.
Which might get a couple of people in the group up a couple levels. Maybe up one.
Just punch him in his old god dick.
You know what? Just send him to Japan and be like, guys, sushi.
No. I know exactly what we need. Those frilled sharks, they eat squid. We just need a horde of them.
It's cyclical. It's
So
perfect.
That is why Reliek has never risen. Because of those frilled sharks, Cthulhu doesn't want to get swarmed.
That's why they're in the deep.
People are like,
Cthulhu,
Cthulhu, are you coming
and
back?
summon Nation's Ally, choose Shark, and choose that thing. You're set.
Cthulhu, are you coming back? And he's like, not with those things there. No.
Those things are creepy, man.
That place.
You see those things? Look at those things. Screw this. That's creepy. No.
Okay. So, I really got to go. How much time do we even have left? Do we have like a bunch of time, or do we not?
5 or 10 minutes or something.
So
I gotta go take Benadryl and try and get sleep, because I gotta be...
We can end here. It's no problem.
12:30.
Oh, right. We started a bit late.
Yeah,
But,
we did.
So, as far as this Pathfinder game that I'm about to run, the party is going to be hilarious because there is not a healer amongst them. Everyone's playing what they want to play. So, what we got 4 people running. We got and everybody's actually human, which kind of works in Pathfinder because there's like 9 different breeds of human. Because we're actually playing in the campaign setting. We have a fighter that's archery focused. We have a rogue. Yeah, go guess. We have a girl that's playing a rogue, just like a straight up rogue that's more or less from evil Rome, like more evil than usual. We have somebody who's from one of the dragon continent that is playing a ninja, and then we have a very expressive gunslinger. So that's the crew.
Is Travis the gunslinger?
Here.
Is he also a Nazi this time?
No, he's actually very, very
Can I interject?
Spanish.
Kat, are you eating a block of butter?
It looks like
Yes.
cheese and
She's just eating
Slim
just a
Jims.
huge wad of butter.
It's one of two things. It's either a wad of cheese or butter. Either way, it's
Either
kind
way, she's just eating
It's butter.
a wad.
It's butter. Can't you read? It's butter.
Yes.
I
Shock.
can't believe it's not butter. Ah, goose!
That's like someone just like getting it, like just sinking their teeth into a giant ham. Like just not like eating it all, just like going.
You say that like I haven't done that.
I'm
was
not
gonna
saying
say-
I haven't done that.
But
Oh,
this is
man.
going to be a very interesting game. Get to have to play around with how healing works a bit more. But it's so it's a thieves and scoundrels all around. That's all we have, and it's going to be a blast.
It sounds like it might actually turn out being pretty fun.
Yeah.
If I can ever make it down there for this game, can I bring back Arg the Destroyer?
No.
But he's hilarious.
But he's Eberron, and Eberron is made of bullshit.
What? Just because he's a what's below colossal?
I don't fucking
Gargantuan?
remember. Yeah. That's something
Just
silly.
because he's a gargantuan warforged construct with the personality of Gur from Invader Zim?
Yes.
Yeah, no. No.
Goblins are squishy.
Oh man, that's all. That's
Why didn't you bring the map? Because then I wouldn't have room for the sweet roll.
He likes sweet rolls. I don't know why.
The sweetest.
He doesn't eat. He doesn't need to eat. I think he thought he
I
did.
was the juicer for the group. I made orange
I'm
juice
sorry,
for everyone. They
but
just
that
never
was
bothered
made
to
of
ask
bullshit.
how I did it.
That was made of bullshit.
Wouldn't you like a sweet roll big enough for a gargantuan, colossal construct to eat? I mean, I'm sure I'd be happy if I saw that. I'm just saying.
I still want a valid explanation for how I can have a scimitar with a 30-foot blade and only hit one goblin when there's a 20 of them in front of me.
Oh man.
I'm just saying.
Your swing should take up more than that space, but whatever.
Exactly.
Oh man.
So
I'm sure that there'd be some sort of excuse for cleaving and renting in there somewhere. I mean,
Well, you said there were kaiju in there. I'm sure I can find something in there that'll work.
if I know you, you'd try to find one of them as a mount.
that would be pretty sweet.
First thing you were thinking, wasn't it?
I will name it Sue.
So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. What I'm actually doing is I'm running one of the adventure paths, and if you haven't seen any of the adventure paths that Paizo, the people that Pathfinder has done, they're kind of like pre-mades, except they're way, way bigger than pre-mades. Like they spit out 100-some page book every month, and they usually have 6-part full-on campaigns that range you from level 1 to up past 15.
Nice.
And everything is actually really, really, really fleshed out. And the whole like Pathfinder setting is very good. It's easily as fleshed out as Shadowrun or any other pre-made setting that I've run into, and it's very interesting. It takes a bit more of a fairy tale take on monsters and stuff. Like goblins are actually interesting and they're funny as hell. Like they hate horses and dogs. They love fire. They have alchemists. They have bards. And their music is disturbingly catchy. There's a lot of old school like fairy tale monsters in there. The Mothman is in the books.
David Bowie's in the book?
Yep. The Lovecraft stuff is canon. Like the outer gods are there. It's not like whatever. Like one of the great Paizo made up a new great old one, and its landing on Earth is what made the setting. That'll give you an idea what this place is like. It's boned. It's so boned. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not clicking any link Alex puts in the chat ever.
Yeah, that's.
We figured out why he gets Alex Triple X as his name.
That last one was not porn.
Don't trust it.
I'm not
Don't
even
trust
clicking on it.
I
You
haven't
lost your
posted
rights, as far as
any
I'm
porn.
concerned.
I have standards. There's no I posted no porn.
Post-apocalyptic world where cheese is the only currency. Nefarious Cthulhu controls 85% of the world's cheese production. and all of which is harvested by what? I hate you.
No
people.
porn. I did not post any nudity. No nudity. No nudity whatsoever.
Just tentacles.
You still
No
lose your
tentacles
licking
either.
rights.
I have some with tentacles, but I chose not to post them there.
See, he admits it.
What did I post? I forgot what I posted that last one. Yeah,
forgot
And
what-
deadly creatures of the air.
well, that one you could consider it tentacles, but it's like if you consider the tail a tentacle.
Whenever you get to the point where you forgot what terrible things that you've posted already in the chat, you've gone too far.
Yep.
Apparently, the most offensive thing that I posted was Gogeta Senketsu.
That was pretty offensive.
Yep.
That was what, like, nope, I'm done with Alex's language.
If that was the
Forever,
most
nope.
offensive, then we're fine.
Okay. We
The-
can end at
the-
any
the-
point.
The xenomorph in the open chest sweater, that's not offensive.
Yep,
That's
totally. We could
art.
end at any point now.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards it because this is starting
We're
to
done. Just no,
Um,
we're done.
Are you
I'm
calling
gonna
me a
do-
liar? Do you want me to make sure
Okay.
that I'm not lying? Because I will post porn there if you want me to.
I'm going to
And
do,
with
like,
that, we're done.
I'm gonna do a quick 1 minute, seeing that I haven't really talked this entire time.
Okay.
Yes.
So essentially what
Yes,
I've been up
Spider-Man.
to, I've been sick, and I don't know why or how or
Why
whatever.
are you just saying
but-
this now?
Because I was just gonna wrap up.
Okay. Thought you would have
So-
said this at the beginning.
I did, too.
You're the most important person on this cast. I just want you to remember that. And I'm not
Aw.
joking. I'm serious
Aw.
because you are. Because this is
Without you,
Aw.
none of us would be here. We'd do
This
other
is
things.
your podcast. You just
Aw.
let us run amok. That's the only
Yeah,
thing.
that's true. Especially today.
She is the,
which I
she
was-
is the pet store owner that wanders like all the random animals, like weird
Yeah.
animals run around
Yeah.
the place.
But no, so because I'm sick, I probably will not be casting later tonight. This will probably be all you see of me. I normally cast in about an hour, but I'm going to take a sick day and call it quits. Be like, I'll probably be relaxing here at the computer or something. I probably will not be streaming. So
I prescribe you tons of anime. It'll make you feel
yeah,
better.
that's kind of like what I'm thinking is just chillax, watch anime, and
You need some refresher days.
yeah, because I don't know if this is gonna get any worse or whether I'm just kind of here or how.
Nara? That was the creepiest thing anyone has ever said about me. Ever.
What did Nara say?
Without Kat, I would have never found any of you and began collecting your discarded shower hair.
Ah,
Oh,
that's
man.
awesome.
I think he secured his place in the Hall of Fame for Slash.
Yeah, Nara's amazing. Nara's.
Yeah, you can't make fun of me anymore. After
Yes,
saying
Kat.
that.
I was gonna say, Gub actually was in my my stream the other day.
Yay.
My Destiny
Nice.
stream. He yelled at me to quit dying in Destiny, and I couldn't.
Fair
Gabby
enough.
stopped by my chat too, but I want everyone to know if you're going to come to my chat, please come on time because you always come like right when
Don't tell your
Not-
viewers to
not
be
at all.
punctual.
right when I'm ending. Like so,
You
Maybe
should
they
be
do
happy
it on
that they
purpose.
showed up.
I want to talk to you guys. It's boring playing by myself. Seriously, live streaming is for people.
But
to-
Yep.
But
God damn it, Golden! Why don't you show up anymore? You were like my best viewer. You're probably not
But-
even watching this. So.
But yeah, so like Ruvar, who's hi
Who just
Ruvar,
showed up.
you're
Just showed up
amazing.
now.
she's sick,
Have
and
it
we're
happen, man.
closing.
Yeah, but
Show up on time, please.
Oh man.
That's so mean.
but yeah,
Did
so no,
you
I probably
think-
won't be streaming tonight.
I didn't
I'll still
post
be around.
Hey, he wasn't here. Gotta tell him not.
Alex has been officially muted until I can get through this.
Ah.
Ah.
I bet you he's probably not actually even saying anything. He's just making mouth motions and
Yeah.
flipping us off.
True, because I unmuted him and he didn't say anything.
Burn.
But yeah, so yeah, that has been an amazing night for us, and I'll still be around the interwebs. I'll probably still be in chat for a little bit. So Tomorrow night, hopefully, I will be back, depending on how I'm feeling. Hopefully some NyQuil and DayQuil, and everything will be better. So with the last very 5 minutes, if you want to find us, you can... I was about to say click our links, but the links don't work to click. You can find us below at our stuff, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, all the happy jazz. It's literally right below us.
Yarp.
Or if you want to be like Alex and be like...
I'm Raytog on everything. If you type in
Yep.
Raytog, you'll find me. Anywhere.
Carthville and everything, same as him.
Except for Twitter, you're alpha.
I will murder that person eventually.
Eventually.
I will
Okay.
find them, and there will be no end to the reckoning that comes upon them.
Because you are the alpha, Carson.
Blood Eagle.
I'm from Australia. I'm pretty sure I can come up with some creative things, okay?
Blood
Yeah.
Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeremy is too cool for the interwebs.
Ooh, Cardinal. It should involve an echidna.
It will.
It always comes back to fucking... Oh,
To Knuckles?
We
Alex-
shall use it like people use the nail beds.
Runs Mondays, what time?
What is he doing over
he's
there?
drumming.
Okay.
Sure.
He's either drumming
You're
or doing something
unmuted.
you don't want to see. Just say.
You've been unmuted for like the last 10 minutes.
This is passive-aggressive hate.
That's true.
But
That's fine.
now he's miming us.
So you can find Post Beric Mondays at whatever time. You'll probably come in at the end of it anyhow. So
7:30 Eastern. Be
7:30
on
Eastern.
time.
Why can't you make it? Why can't you make it easy and just be like 7 or 8?
7:30 Eastern is easy. If it's
No, it's
too
not.
hard for some people, then they should not be playing video games because they need to go back to school and learn their 1, 2, 3s.
Ouch.
You see that hate face the cat has right now? That's the
Yep.
whole internet looking at you right
That's true.
now.
That's fine.
Let's join in.
7:30. How hard is 7:30?
It's 7 or 8. It makes it easier.
7:30, and then
So
I
no
go-
wonder people come in at the very end.
I go till 10.
It's your fault.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
It's not
absolutely.
my fault.
Totally
So-
scheduling.
I talked.
You
to
can find him Mondays playing Persona currently. I think
Persona
it's-
4. We have lots of fun.
I have 2
So-
scheduled days now because I have a roster finally at work. Yes.
Yay!
So Wednesdays I will always be here for the Slash chat unless something horrible happens to me. And Sunday is a dedicated stream day. So yes, and any time between the week you might catch the lucky one-off random late night streams, which tends to be Skyrim with inappropriate armor. Just saying.
Oh well.
In a
All about those mods, huh?
Yes.
Oh, a mod. Okay. Is
That's
it
why I
the
played it
tank
nice.
engine mod? Is it the one
No.
where like the dragons Thomas the Tank Engine?
No, but I might add that anyway.
That
It
is
better
It
not
has
be
been
that
fun,
mod.
guys. It has
Yeah.
been amazing chat. Love hanging out with you, but we need to go.
Bye.
So have a good
Yeah.
one.
Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.